What does loyalty really truly mean? Especially, when everything's pushing against it. Is it this absolute thing, a bond you just don't break? Or does it change when a powerful system gets involved? Today, we're diving deep into that exact clash. We're looking at courtroom loyalty, strategy, silence, and survival by Devin McClarty. And our mission really is to unpack how the legal system doesn't just deal with loyalty, it actively redefines it, turns it into a tool almost. It's quite surprising how it works. Okay, so let's just jump right in. This idea of snitching, it's so loaded in many cultures, right? Seen as this like ultimate betrayal, a line you just don't cross. But this document suggests the legal system sees it totally differently. How does it manage to redefine something with so much cultural baggage?
Yeah, it's a complete flip, a total inversion. Actually, from the legal system's point of view, it's not snitching, not at all. They
Yeah.
rebrand it, call it
Rights of
cooperation.
cooperation. Okay.
Exactly. The law just doesn't see that cultural weight, that sense of betrayal in the same way we might. For the courts, it's transactional.
Oh,
Purely.
A transaction. And if cooperation is the verb, then information is basically the currency. The document makes this super clear, giving details, especially about people, higher up in whatever criminal structure they're looking at. That's valuable. Extremely valuable. It's not just helpful, it's a tradable asset, something you can exchange. It has a direct effect on your legal situation, and crucially, it can get your charges reduced significantly sometimes. It's a straightforward trade, really.
Information for leniency or maybe even freedom.
that's quite a perspective shift. But if it's a transactional game, the document also calls this loyalty game in court rigged.
Exactly. You're immediately playing defense. And this sort of structural setup puts the accused in a really tough spot. Often the main way, sometimes the only way to get a better outcome is to give them information. Information that points fingers at others.
So the system is built to extract that information.
Pretty much. And what that does effectively is it weaponizes relationships. Those personal ties, the trust, the loyalty you thought you had.
Suddenly become tools.
Tools for the prosecution, yeah. People find themselves forced, really, to break those loyalties, to compromise those bonds, just to try and improve their own legal standing. It's a calculated part of the system's strategy.
Okay, so relationships get weaponized. What about just staying silent? That act of solidarity, it means such different things, doesn't it? Depending on if you're on the street or in that courtroom, like speaking different languages.
Absolutely. Two completely different worlds. On the street, silence is, well, it's respect. It shows you're solid, trustworthy. The document sums it up nicely. Survival is silence. It's about your reputation, your safety, keeping your standing.
But in court,
That exact same silence,
yeah.
it becomes a massive liability. To the prosecution, if you're staying quiet, you're basically disposable. You're not giving them what they want, which is that currency information.
They have no use for you if you're silent.
Right. And prosecutors, they know this difference. They understand both codes, street and court,
Yeah.
and they exploit it. They're essentially placing a bet on your breaking point.
How long will that street loyalty last under legal pressure?
Exactly. They're counting on the pressure getting to you, making you abandon that street code for the courtroom one.
Wow. Okay, so if information is currency and silence is a liability, what about plea deals? We usually think of them as just a way to end a case, avoid a trial. But how do they fit into this whole loyalty game dynamic? Is there more to it?
Oh, definitely more. It's a key point, actually, because a lot of plea deals, maybe most, aren't just about resolving the specific crime you're accused of. Like the document says, they're often more about the information you can give.
So it's strategic.
Highly strategic. It turns plea bargains into these powerful tools for intelligence gathering. It's not just about closing your case quickly. It's about using your situation to extract more information, expand investigations, basically feed the system. Especially getting info on those higher up the chain. That's often the real goal. They want you to help them cast a wider net.
And that leads directly to this really strong statement in the document. Loyalty is currency, and in court, it's always for sale. That feels pretty cynical, chilling even.
What's the implication there about loyalty itself within the legal system?
It is chilling, isn't it? Because it suggests that within that legal framework, loyalty isn't seen as some inherent virtue or a
a critical, often agonizing decision. Are you going to spend it, meaning cooperate, give the information, or are you going to pay for it, meaning stay silent, stick to that street loyalty, and face much harsher consequences as a result?
Wow.
It fundamentally transforms personal values into things that can be negotiated, bought, and sold.
So we're really talking about two totally different philosophies for survival, aren't we? Survival through silence out on the street versus survival through speech
Once you're in the courtroom.
That sums it up perfectly. On the street, survival is silence. Your reputation, your safety, it all hinges on keeping quiet, being solid.
Yeah.
But step into the courtroom, and that
Precisely. Providing information, cooperating, testifying, these aren't just options. They often become necessary strategies to navigate the system, to try and lessen the blow. And this clash, this fundamental difference in survival strategy, that's really at the heart of what the document is trying to explain. It shows how what works in one world is disastrous in the other.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. So, thinking about you, the listener, what's the real takeaway here? What's the ultimate purpose of Devin McClarty putting this
Deep dive together. Why is understanding all this so important for people?
Well, the main goal, I think, is to demystify things, to give a clear-eyed look at how the legal system actually operates when it comes.
Right, securing convictions and gathering more intelligence. So the core message is really a warning, a preventative one. It's trying to stop people from making a critical error, assuming that the rules of protection and solidarity on the street
will somehow protect them in court?
Exactly. Assuming those street rules are an effective strategy in the courtroom, they're not. It's about understanding how the game is played inside the legal system so you don't suffer severe consequences simply because you misunderstood the rules of that specific game.
We've definitely
Impact a major shift in perspectives today. Seeing how the legal system doesn't just encounter loyalty, but actively redefines it, transforms it from something deeply personal and
Not just the choices people make under incredible pressure,